We got Master 5, and we've got it with the Doom King Balderok in our Control Eldlich deck. I'll go over a number of replays, share with you my thoughts on the deck at the end, and without further ado, let's get into it. The Horus engine has been a lot of fun to experiment with. However, it also has required me to really think a lot about my plays, and you have to think about what cards you have in your hand before you commit to certain things. Let's see if we get a good example. Okay, obviously, top decking grass is pretty fantastic. That's kind of the thing that you get when you run a 60 card deck is that you can get a ton of advantage. So we've got the Zombie World up, non-targeting destroy, summon out Eldlich, summoned in the Doom King just so that's in the grave. Do we have a rollback in grave yet? No rollbacks yet, so we'll just send a rollback with Paleozoic Marilla next turn. And what else do we have as targets? We have Torrential Tribute. Yeah, okay. And if we need to, we can also summon out a Doom King using the Elixir. Okay, summon out a Doom King. So now the Doom King is going to allow us to get a negate and a banish. They set the Eldlich in the back row, which is not really going to be helpful for them. We can easily recycle our Eldlich. Okay, pop off. Ooh, they do get to get rid of our Doom King with Kurikara, so that's too bad. Okay, continue popping off. Yeah, once the Flamberge Dragon goes to the grave, that's probably going to be when we hit them with Torrential Tribute by sending Transaction Rollback. Goodbye. And what's also nice is because we have the Glow Up Bloom, that's going to have an effect to special summon. And Eldritch is in the back row, so the Conquistador still goes through. Another Eldritch, which we can link off and use to free our Eldritch from the back row. Another Doom King comes out. Yeah, so in general, this kind of control-based Eldritch deck that we're running loves going up against Snake Eyes. So what you want is a deck that goes pretty well against whatever the strongest deck is, and being able to defeat Snake Eyes usually just with Torrential Tribute, and then having a ton of resources for follow-up is really useful. So in that duel, we didn't even use the new Horus cards. It was basically just our standard 60 card deck. Okay, they hit us with Ash Blossom. All right, so we're actually in a pretty bad spot right now. We do have a skill drain, which will hopefully stall things out for a turn or two. Oh, they also bricked. Okay, we're okay. Okay. Um, all right. Send an Eldritch, and they have called by. All right, so this is not good. We're kind of at an impasse right now. I mean, we have our skill drain in case we need it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, good time to hit skill drain. Skill drain's really our only floodgate, but it's just really powerful and you like to see it. Like, this is a 60 card deck. If you don't like running floodgates, you can just cut skill drain for something else. All right, finally, we've got our Eldritch Engine online. We're gonna send a Golden Land Trap to grave. And what's also nice is we can summon out the Doom King instead. Eldritch only requires that you summon some zombie card in your hand. And I use that a number of times in the replays that you'll see, which is a nice synergy that Eldritch has with this Doom King package. There, he tried to hit us with Raigeki, but I guess he didn't realize that any monster special summoned from our hand by Eldritch's effect is going to be completely immune to being destroyed. Stun, okay. We're also a pretty good deck to deal with stun because we have so many really powerful back row interruptions, Needle Sealing, Torrential Tribute, whatever. And once we take out all their stun cards, we're in a good spot. Okay, we've got kind of a garnet of our Horus cards. Like, what we really need is like an Imseti or the King's Sarcophagus. Okay, what are they grabbing? Time-Tearing Morganite. Yeah, that makes sense. Going to be normal summoning twice per turn. They can resist getting destroyed once. Here we go. Okay, so we can't special summon, but that's okay. What we can do, another reason we're good against these stun players is Eldlich can have this targeting send to grave effect. Okay. We've got our Zombie World Online. They're going to destroy one of our cards, which whatever, get a draw. Probably should have waited until we summoned out the monkey, but whatever. And another new package I'm running is this rank 8 Numeron Dragon play. So they had 8,000 life points and we could just instantly kill them. That's a really fun package. It limits your extra deck space, like you can't run as many other cards as maybe you might have wanted to, but I've been really enjoying it. Oh, I think I remember this was a funny duel. Okay, if this is what I remember it being. All right, so the thing you need to know about these like danger Darkworld decks is like you never want to hit them with max C. Like I was running a 60 card branded deck versus one of these Darkworld players like a couple months ago, and I waited for them to summon like 10 times, and then after they had summoned 10 times, I hit them with max C. I'm running a 60 card deck, and they still managed to summon enough times that they could get to a spot where they have what card destruction, so that they make me send like the 30 cards that I've drawn for max C to the grave, and then I can't draw back another 30 cards. And so then I lost the game by decking out. So the bottom line is never, ever, ever use Max C against Darkworld. They just summon forever. That being said, even though they summon forever, for some reason the end boards they make like aren't that strong. Like I genuinely don't understand how it's possible. They just constantly are like send it to grave, special summon, and then because there's a card on my side of the field that's making them discard, they get extra effects. Now they're shuffling their own cards back into the deck so that they can keep doing all these crazy plays. One thing they did do though is they did give me this Ido, which means that I cannot summon or set monsters. So it's like no special summoning, but not even normal summoning. Like I'm just totally locked out of being able to summon monsters, which is that's a pretty strong lock, you know? Let's see what else they can do. Okay, they're still going. How many cards in their extra deck? They still have 9. They still have a lot of cards in their extra deck. Okay. So, I don't know, did they look at my hand? I don't even know what that was. Okay, so what do they have here? They have 5 cards in hand, okay. They have Grapha, which like if it's discarded, they can destroy a card. What does this do? You can discard a Dark World card. Yeah, so what the heck? Why did you summon like a million times for 3 minutes and this doesn't do anything? Like maybe he has like a hand trap in his hand. All this is like he's locked me out of summoning. But again, we are resilient to boards like this because we can just like set a bunch of cards and pass. Now, this isn't a great hand for setting a bunch of cards and passing. Um, but if we had like Torrential Tribute or Karma Cannon, then like you're toast, dude. Like you really messed up. Instead, we're just gonna use grass. They don't have an evenly matched. Okay. So what did we roll? We got 2 rollbacks. We have a third rollback in hand, and we got. Do we get Elemental Burst or evenly matched? I think I saw one of those. Oh no, Elemental Burst is in my hand. Okay. I see. So I'm just gonna grab my Elemental Burst, summon him out, and then I can actually send my own Eldlich to grave to get rid of the card that was locking me. And now I think I have a Doom King in my grave too right now, right? Yeah, so now I've got the Doom King lineup set up. I've got an Eldlixir and a Conquistador, so we just wipe out everything. We have a non-targeting destroy, and the Doom King's going to keep coming out. And all of their effects are like, if you have a fiend, then you can do this or that. So yeah, it's just hilarious when players do stuff like forever, and then you just do like two things and you instantly win. But that's kind of the power of this 60 card variant is like you can play grass and you roll a bunch of cards to your grave, which involves your engine pieces to like have things that you can attack with to kill them, and you can use a transaction rollback to copy an incredibly powerful trap that like instantly wins you the game. All right, so here, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like the optimal way to do it, but I'm just sort of like ending on the Horus engine, and the idea is like um they'll have to do something to get rid of like my king sarcophagus, and if they do that, then I'll draw a bunch of cards and recycle cards. So it's like a resilient board, and it's like hard to kill me through it. And the hope is that if they don't kill me, then next turn I can make like giant trainer to draw three and then summon them all back out, or maybe a zombie vampire, mill a bunch of cards. So, like, this is definitely a play where I'm counting on them not being able to kill me. That said, maybe I should have held on to Utopian Aura and Lord of Heavenly Prison instead. I don't know. All right, so they're going to try to destroy my one set card, which is a huge mistake. I'm going to get a draw four. I'm going to recycle two. I'm going to send one of their cards to grave. So we get a Lord of Heavenly Prison and a Conquistador and a draw four. Yeah, so they really need to kill me now, or they're in huge trouble. They flip my card face down, but it's too late. He's already drawn cards. They have a monster negate with that link. Nope, they linked it off. Okay, Princess, what are you gonna do? My King Sarcophagus can send one of their monsters to grave. So now they have a bunch of traps, but like they probably have like maybe an imperm. Like best case scenario, they can negate one monster effect with an imperm. They could banish one of my cards in grave with a called by, and then they have like another trap that like negates a monster effect and another trap that like destroys a monster. So like okay, that does sound like a lot of interruptions, but compared to like a single torrential tribute, I'm not impressed with their back row. All right, let's link off into something. Dark Charmer. I think they had something in their back row that they could have made, but it's also just you can use it just as like fuel to make the SP Little Knight. But that trap that they used makes it so I can't use it as link material. So let's burn them from 2k damage. Are they going to negate the effect? Nope, tried to bait it out. Okay, they steal my Eldlich, that's fine. We're going to summon out an Imseti, summon out all the horse cards. Yeah, there we can link it off into part of it is because we wanted to link off the glow up bloom so we could special out a Doom King. SP Little Knight doesn't get a banish, but you know, it's just another resource to have. And then after that we can make like the zombie vampire to get even more mills. Like they were really in trouble. That's kind of an example of what the Horus engine can get you if you just end on, you know, Horus engine pass. Oh, what is this? Deep Sea Diva. It's like an Atlantean deck. I don't really understand how Atlantean decks work, but obviously we win apparently, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the Horus engine. I think that the Doom King package has good synergy with it because first, it just gives you more resources that are good to discard off of the King Sarcophagus. If you discard a Necroworld Banshee, if you discard the Doom King himself, then those are resources that give you additional follow up. And because the Horus engine is so resilient and helps you to survive for a turn or two and recycle resources, the Doom King package becomes more powerful turn after turn as the body just keeps recurring and you keep getting multiple negates. The Horus engine also synergizes really well with this version of Eldlich because none of our horse monsters can be destroyed by card effects that don't target. So Needle Sealing and Torrential Tribute mean we can blow up their whole board, and our Horus cards are totally unaffected. Okay, so we blew up their board. Now what are they going to do? Okay, keep summoning, I guess. I guess they're going to try to Link Climb. Still not threatened by anything they're doing. Waiting for them to commit as many resources as possible. World Sea Dragon Zelantis. So that would have flipped all of my monsters face down anyways. So we'll just activate Karma Cannon now to get rid of it. And it's like, yeah, what are you going to do? Next turn, I'm going to make a whole bunch of rank 8 monsters. And if you have a monster with less than 1,000 attack in attack position, I'm just going to one turn kill you. Nicely done. Okay. Master 1 now. Ooh, against like Performapal Pendulum deck. This will be interesting. Yeah, kind of a downside to the Doom King package, though, is going second can be a little bit tougher. Like, I'll show you some, I think I have already shown, and then I will continue to show some games where I'm going second. However, because there's more cards that don't do things in your hand, going second, you need every card to count as much as possible. Okay, so we've got the Doom King package. We're holding on to those interruptions. Zombie Vampire to get a mill. Nice. Yeah, so you love to have mills with this deck. First, we steal a Fenrir, so just even more punishment for them trying to do stuff. We milled a Doom King, so now our Zombie World package is even more online. And we milled an Elixir, so we can banish one of those to do something. Yeah, I don't know if that was, I think that was a mistake to set the Golden Land forever, because I don't have an Eldlich yet. Probably should have just set like a Huaquero. I've been trying out Golden Land forever, in decks where I'm also running like Zombie World and Paleozoic Marilla, because it summons out really easily for free. Yeah, there. We just banished one of the cards they were trying to summon. They just kind of gave up. I think that's a good duel to showcase, like going into the zombie vampire sort of um, route. Like it shows why that's a really powerful resource. But yeah, you see that a lot of these games, you go first, and we're not setting up like a million Omni Negates or like a million Floodgates. We just have so many resources and so many interruptions that they just can't stand against us. All right, so here's a going second game. Yeah, I will say going second against some decks, like it's just kind of you kind of do have to accept the rock paper scissors nature of it sometimes, where it's like, yeah, if you go second against a deck that sets up like 4 Omni Negates, if you don't draw Solemn Strike plus Torrential Tribute, or Karma Cannon, Needle Sealing, whatever, then you're going to have a hard time breaking their board. But the truth of the matter is that you don't run into decks that set up 4 or 5 Omni Negates too often. Most of the time they set up at most like 1 or 2, and a lot of times they don't even set up that many. So you're free to just set your cards, pass turn. On their turn, you hit them with Karma Cannon or Torrential Tribute or Needle Sealing, wipe out their board, and then, the turn after that, you can do whatever you want. So here, all they have is the 1 Omni Negate. They probably have an Ash Blossom. Nope. Okay. So here they're going to probably Little Knight banish the Sarcophagus, which, is the right choice to make. They've still got an Omni Negate, they've got a full board, but we're just going to break it. No reason to set the Golden Land forever yet. Non-targeting destroy, a couple board wipes, and we can send a transaction rollback to wipe the board a third time. All right, Nightmare Phoenix. Made it really easy for me to choose which board breaker to use. There they panicked and used SP Little Knight first, but then I guess they decided not to use it. Yeah, what? I'm not sure what just happened, but whatever. We still clear their whole board. All right, they're gonna summon again. So even after we cleared their board the first time, there's special summoning. They have 5 monsters. Karma Cannon, blow it up again. Yeah, and then we still were able to destroy the field spell with our Eldritch plus Conquistador, and then the following turns we have more engine, more follow up. That's kind of a good example of what going second with this deck looks like. Okay, another Snake Eyes deck. This one's 10 turns. Yeah, I can't remember what happens in this duel, but I remember it was like pretty interesting. Okay, going second again. All right. Probably gonna use the King's Sarcophagus to discard an Eldritch to send something. Yeah, this isn't the best going second hand. I would probably, yeah, Pot of Prosperity into evenly matched. That would probably be the thing I would hope to get. Otherwise, we can set Karma Cannon, wait for their turn, and then that'll hopefully clear their board enough that we can survive. If they have any problem cards, Eldritch can send target, take it out. Okay, Princess. Okay, they've got the IP follow-up for next turn. Hmm. Okay. Decode Talker. Yeah, so he's probably got a number of hand traps. Wouldn't surprise me if he has Maxi and Ash Blossom. Okay. Probably gonna just Ash Blossom this, right? Nope. Okay. He draws a card. He can make a little knight whenever he wants. Evenly matched, evenly matched, evenly matched. Nope. Okay. We're just gonna grab a Conquistador to have some more engine. Force out the SP Little Knight now. That way our King Sarcophagus can go through. Appaloosa is tough. That means we're not going to be able to summon Eldritch from the grave until after the battle phase, possibly. Okay. Sinful Spoils. Yeah, there I don't even bother using the King's Sarcophagus because if you summon a monster, then their field spell is going to summon out a Flamberge. All right, Nightmare Phoenix. Probably going to Karma Cannon them. Oh, I think I remember this was funny. So here, what they do is a really smart play. Karma Cannon needs to have a monster that can be flipped face down in order for it to have an effect. So he gets the only card that can be flipped face down off the field, replacing it with Link Karibo, which as a Link monster can't be flipped face down. So this Karma Cannon's about to do nothing. Except we're going to summon an Eldritch monster, which can be flipped face down, and therefore they'll all be sent to grave. Then they choose to Ash Blossom there so that I don't send the Eldritch, but we're going to use our Solemn Strike to take it out, still summon an Eldritch, flip everything face down. Now we used all of our interruptions just to do that, but now they're setting one of our Eldritches to the graveyard. Okay, this isn't bad. So I think his plan was during your opponent's turn, you can steal a monster. So what he should do is steal my Eldritch right now if he wants to steal my Eldritch. Otherwise, I'll use it as fuel to summon out my Golden Lord. Too late. He's like, wait, wait, wait. Yeah, I mean, he was like out of Snake Eyes spells. Like Poplar didn't even search anything. Now he's still going to activate Promethean Princess to destroy the Flamberge to summon out 2 more monsters, but our Eldritch is indestructible. Here, I think I made a pretty big mistake. I should have summoned my Doom King instead, because then I can activate Zombie World, and I've got my Doom King loop going. I think my plan, though, was to just use my King's Sarcophagus to get Doom King in the graveyard. So that's what I wanted to do. However, he had a Cosmic Cyclone. Probably he's running that because, you know, Horus Engine is around. You really want to banish this before it can do stuff. And now my Doom King is stuck in my hand. But we still have an Eldlich, a non-targeting destroy, probably use it to take out the field spell. There, I think I probably made a mistake. I think taking out the princess wasn't the right play because the princess is going to be able to summon herself again whenever I activate my Conquistador. I don't know, but she can summon a Flamberge, which can put my Eldritch in the back row, so we do have to take out the field spell because they had enough attack points to kill us. And now she does get to destroy my Conquistador, but now when he summons the dragon out, it won't have any monsters to put in my back row, and they don't have enough attack points to kill me. It's close though. I don't have any fire monsters, they don't get to do anything. Okay. Now we're going to try that again. But this time I think we're going to summon out the Doom King. Indestructible. Makes his attack 0, which sucks, but we do have Torrential Tribute, which again pairs well with what we're doing with Eldlich, because right now my Doom King is indestructible, and we have the Banish and Negate. So there we just want to banish the princess. I don't want it to keep coming back. And we can destroy all their other monsters. And we can negate the dragon. They do get to take control of it, but we can summon out an Eldlich to keep ourselves alive for a turn. All right, they use Kurikara, which is now going to steal the Doom King. Okay. Yeah, and if we try to send anything to grave, okay. All right, so we can get Horus. Horus has enough attacks to take out the Doom King. We'll have to get rid of that Linkuriboh first. All right, an Omni Negate. Yeah, I figure if we have an Omni Negate and we have, the Doom King coming out to get a Negate and a Banish, like I think that's probably good. It is nice to have a searchable Omni Negate. Another downside, though, is that you can't banish it from the grave in order to do more stuff with your engine. So as of now, I don't have any more Eldritch Engine rolling. They try to negate my Doom King, and I choose to use the Omni Negate here because it's like they only have a few cards left in their hand. The Doom King has multiple interruptions. I feel pretty safe using this, but that was probably a huge mistake. It was. They get to destroy both my zombie world, which means I don't get 2 interruptions per turn, and I don't special summon back, and they destroyed my King Sarcophagus, so now I don't get to keep summoning out these cards. They make SP Little Knight here. For some reason, they didn't make it using Linkuriboh. Whatever. My Eldritch has enough tech to kill them. We can just hit over them without their SP Little Knight. GG. Yeah, that was a tough one. I feel like I made a misplay earlier when I summoned out Eldritch instead of the Doom King. But otherwise, a good duel overall. Let's see. This was my rank up game. Tearlament is definitely one of the tougher matchups for us. On the one hand, we have the zombie world, which means that a lot of their fusions are harder. Like they need to fuse using whatever. I think the attribute is Aqua or something. But while Zombie World is on the field, the attribute the type becomes whatever. It's just it's hard for them. I'm not sure if this was the right play. Oh, it was definitely the wrong play. So here what I wanted to do is I wanted to create Giant Trainer so I can summon out, search out 3 more cards, and maybe I'll have like more interruptions, or if I get out, like a Doom King or something, I can send it to grave. But I forgot I had already used Pot of Extravagance, and after you use this pot card, you can't draw anymore. So I definitely should have made the Zombie Vampire instead, and I probably should have only summoned 2 of these guys out and held on to my zombie world, but it is what it is. We can summon out an Eldritch at least. Non-targeting Banish, which is going to come up great against Tear. Okay, no Shuffler yet. I'm going to let them get their first fusion off. I really want to banish them when they try to make the second fusion, especially if I can try to banish their Kalos. Even if they manage to get a Shuffler in grave, Ice Trigon's Prison's going to mean one way or another. They're not fusing a second time. They try to fuse. We don't get to banish their Kikalos, but we do get to banish one of their, these cards. They're going to get the Adventure Engine online. So we already had a rollback engrave, but we send Elemental Burst, which is going to be able to blow up their entire board. We don't want them to bounce any of our cards to hand. We're just going to blow everything up right now. Goodbye. They have 3 cards in hand. One of them is just this guy who's in defense mode. So now I think I can draw 3 cards. A 1, a 2, a 3. Yeah, I don't want to draw into all of our Eldlich engine if we don't have to. Send our Doom King to grave to send a Horus. Yeah, so they were just toast. I mean, we weren't going to attack them that turn, but we had had a lot of follow-up. Great. And now we are in Master Rank. I'll go over the deck profile pretty quickly. If you've seen my other deck profiles, you have a pretty good idea of what to expect. 60 card version. Some additions to the extra deck are the Numeron Dragon play. You make Draglubion with 2 level 8 monsters. You detach a material to summon out Numeron Dragon, and the Numeron Dragon attaches Hope Harbinger. So we're already running Hope Harbinger because, like, you can make it with 2 cards and then make a spell negate. In general, I don't make the spell negate, or also there's a level 8 monster where you can make a monster effect negate, because our interruptions are so powerful. Needle Sealing, Torrential Tribute, Karma Cannon, they like single-handedly end your opponent's turns. So I'm not impressed by having like a single one-off interruption. I'd rather have milling into like a rollback, which can make it so we gain another really powerful interruption, or like one turn killing them with Numeron Dragon or something like that, or getting a draw 3 with a Giant Trainer, which gives us tons of advantage. We're still running Chaos Angel. It hasn't come up in a while because you need to have multiple Golden Land traps on the field at the same time, and I'm just never in a situation where I have multiple Golden Land traps on the field at the same time, or if I am, I'll usually make an Imduck and then make a Little Knight instead, because while both of these monsters give you a banish, Little Knight also lets you dodge things for a really long time. Otherwise, another change to the extra deck, now we're running Selene and Access Code. So Selene is really nice with the Horus package because Imseti is a spellcaster. He's the guy we're most likely to have in the grave among all these guys. So you can make, like, these 3, and then you make Selene. Selene can summon back Imseti, and then you have Access Code, who has 5,300 attack and at least 1 non-targeting destroy by banishing the Selene. You can also get a couple more banishes by also Imduck, maybe Dark, whatever. So it's a cool package. It didn't come up a ton because usually when you have 3 monsters on the field, you're already in a pretty commanding position, but it's just something that is nice to have in your back pocket. Otherwise, you've already seen a lot of these. Golden Land Forever, I've been trying it out because, like, I love running triple Paleozoic Marilla in these 60 card mill decks, because you sometimes just want to send exactly a rollback or send exactly a elemental burst so that you have an opportunity to get a massive interruption on your opponent's turn. And it's also a way that you can send like one of your Golden Land traps or your Elixirs to grave in order to get your engine online. So I love running these, but I don't really have extra deck plays I can make with them to give them extra advantage. But we do have Golden Land Forever. So if you control an Eldlich monster and some other zombie monster, you contribute 1 zombie monster and negate the activation and destroy any sort of card or effect that your opponent activated. If you have the zombie world on the field, then these Paleozoic Marillas become totally free fodder for your Omni Negate. Also, Even if you don't have Zombie World up, you could also send one of your Golden Land zombie monsters after you've used them, whatever. It's an interesting idea because you can't banish it from the grave to set like an Elixir or what a Golden Land trap or whatever. It does mean that once you search it out, you need to have other engine, or else your kind of never-ending grind game does come to a halt. We're still running Cursed Eldland. I'm running it at 3 in this version because it's really nice to grab a Cursed Eldland and then activate it to search out a card. It makes it a lot easier for you to gain advantage with your Horus engine. Like, these both synergize really well with each other. Let's see, any other new cards? I'm running 2 Doom King instead of 1 Doom King and 1 Glow Up Bloom. Just because it's nice to have the actual monster. Glow Up Bloom locks you into zombies after you activate its effect. So I had the second Doom King. I thought, let's just run with 2 Doom King instead of 1 Doom King and 1 Glow Up Bloom. If you don't have the ultra rares for this, you can totally just do one of those instead. Yeah, 2 Necroworld Banshee, which set your Zombie World or activate your Zombie World from the deck. This makes it more likely that you'll hit one of those off of your grass, or that you can send it to grave to gain advantage while getting your Horus engine online. I've enjoyed it. It is pretty nice. You obviously get the standard back row sort of control play style with this. Needle Sealing and Karmic and Torrential Tribute synergize really well with your Horus engine. They synergize with Eldlich summoning back a zombie from the grave that's indestructible. Really powerful board wipes. It's a lot of fun to play with, and I think the Horus engine adds a lot to this deck. Will it be the most optimal version? I'm not sure. My next goal is to get to Master 1 with some sort of a Horus Eldlich card, so keep an eye out for that in the future. I have a feeling that the optimal version might be a 40 card version, but we'll see. I am curious to find out how it goes. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.